Check 1, 2, 3. Roll. Reel rolling. It's recording. It's recording right now. So since show 1, season 1, I've mentioned that between 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It was volunteer, emergency services, civil services, town, city, tri-town, approved by county, approved by state, New York City, Manhattan Relief Effort, New York City, Volunteer, Explorer, Junior, NYPD, Medic, Firefighter, Junior Navy, Junior Coast Guard between the years 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I was also BSA, I was also Red Cross, I was also on the Grateful Dead tour, I was also doing an amusement park tour, and attempts to make it to Disney World, Orlando. At the same time, I was going to high school. At the same time, I was going to middle school. I was 13 years old, I was in middle school. 14 years old, I was in high school. 15, 16, 17, 18. High school, middle school, and then high school. You heard the civil service. It was prep military service, or junior military service, volunteer, explorer, junior, explorer, youth, civil service, tri-town, city, county, state, into New York City, boroughs, all of them, and Manhattan, Ground Zero, 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Junior Navy, Junior Coast Guard, Junior Police, Junior Medic, Junior Fire, Junior Red Cross, Junior BSA. Well, it was BSA, age 14, or 2004, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I made it to my Life Scout because the National BSA Council, coast to coast, voted me as a bisexual, ineligible for Eagle Scout. Okay? Now, what I was told long after that, after I got sticky from my last big field trip to New York as NYC, NYPD, etc., for civil service, in prep for military service, junior, explorer, youth, or young adult, was that I spent 6 months in the womb as a lady. And although I don't have any ovaries, or I can't make babies, I don't have any mammary glands, I can't breast milk babies, I might have feminine pheromones to the slightest, or some kind of something similar to some portion of female something in me somewhere. The 6 months as a lady, and then I transferred, and I came out a boy. And as far as I knew, as far as my life, until I got denied Eagle Scout, because National Boy Scouts Coast to Coast said he's a bisexual, I could have sworn I was a boy. I don't know why they didn't say he was bigender, or hermaphrodite, or partly woman in some respect. I don't know. I was never accepted for Eagle Scout because they said I was a bisexual. I said my orientation sexual straight. And they all got together, National, BSA, and said no Eagle. So that was that. Now what happened in 2008, it was my last trip to New York, and I got called in to NYPD as an explorer, as a junior, as a youth, or a young adult. Some lucky tourist got one assault rifle round right through my noggin. As far as I could remember, I got a clean bill of health. I woke up at home, and I was scheduled for ICU at L&M. Now, what happened after that? Within the first couple weeks, World News showed up and said, look at this famous celebrity from the Grateful Dead, because they knew I was over 18 years old. And they wanted to make me world famous, and they surprised me with a news chopper on world news, and were expecting to give me $1 billion and waltz me into the arms of Keelan Garcia for some kind of television marriage to make the Green Party, former Grateful Dead, happy. And I ran from the chopper, and I think they put it down. And whoever did research what actually happened. I was shot in the head like a month or two prior in New York City as NYPD anti-terrorism. There was a bomb somewhere, it didn't explode, I got the bad guys, someone shot me, I'm not dead. So that should sum up what starts about few weeks after that. Mandatory risperidone, off your feet, doctor's orders, for 3,600 days. They didn't want to give me Oxycontin because they thought I'd hallucinate. So they gave me an analgesic, a pain relief medicine, so I would regrow my membrane, so I would have a healthy brain once again. It was risperidone, is what they called it. And it was for 3,600 days, and that's done. But as far as the 10 to 15 years off my feet, doctor's orders, it's only been 11. Now I'm in a vacation transition period. I'm not a toy. I'm not a doll. I'm not a public figure in the eyes of the world. I've mentioned that before. As my own opinion, please do not send world news over this tiny gated neighborhood. It's a private neighborhood. It's a tiny gated neighborhood that's not the world famous house from GDP, Grateful Dead, anything. In 2008, they said he's a former, lesser known, and what as I said in the past, he checked out of all things like that in our nation's defense for patriotic reasons. I'm not going to go into anything, mom and dad. Me. I'm going to review this footage. That's at 7:15. Check.